came out today and tweeted.
Fuck them, man.
He said my mixtape slapping more than it slaps more than your album. Then he put May 10th, and that's Gunna's release date Friday. Then Gunna tweeted something like, "What the fuck them boys talking about?" or something like that. Tweeted something like that.
Oh, that's
so
mad.
It's just on Gunna's net, bro. I don't know.
Hey, Future's on a rude boy thing at the moment.
I think because the Drake thing's kind of out the way now.
Yeah.
I think he's got a list of people he's just trying to get to.
Do you reckon it's one of them years where
It is
everyone's just got to address everything?
Yeah.
Everyone's just
I
addressing.
think for Future, because he's seen as like the king of Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's like he's seen as a snitch, innit? So his thing is like,
it's not
I need
good.
to address this.
I mean, the thing is, you say it's not good. Like, Gunna's been alright. He's been thriving. He's been doing his thing.
Oh, he's been
However,
thriving.
if it gets to the point of having to talk about it and it get to a beefing situation, then you're going to start seeing what everyone really thinks about it. Yeah. It's going to be the same as what happened with Drake. It's like, everyone's getting on all right. Everyone's seeing but people all have their own feelings and opinions on stuff until shit starts to come to light. Word. Now everyone's got shit to say. 100%. So I feel like with Gunna, it's like he's been thriving at the moment, but if he steps in the arena of having to talk and defend himself, then bare man are coming outside and saying, bro, don't think that we've forgotten about what you did.
Word.
Bro, oh my God. Oh, bro.
Listen.
It's been crazy.
Listen, I know they haven't sponsored the pod, but I need a Red Bull for this.
Yeah.
And my energy needs to get up. Like, it's, yeah.
Bro. Oh my God. So much has happened it's so mad, bro. Like, literally, we recorded the pod on, last Friday, yeah?
Yeah.
Euphoria had just been out, a couple of days, I think. So we were just like sitting there, just rapping about it, whatever. And then imagine EA let in this lady who works upstairs. She's just had a baby.
Okay.
So she's just come in the middle of the pod and whatever. And it just kind of changed stuff in it. But it was cool. She had the baby and whatever. So as she's holding the baby, I'm hearing them man say, wait, has Kendrick just dropped? So now I'm trying to pay attention to this baby because she's so proud of this moment, yeah? And obviously I'm so happy for her, but I can't help but think, these men are talking about Kendrick potentially dropping again.
Yeah, because I sent it. I think in real time I sent it to you lot.
Oh, did you?
Friday. Yeah, the 616 in LA.
Yeah.
I sent it to you lot.
Okay, so that was in the middle of the recording session, yeah? So obviously, as she's come out, that's when we've heard it or whatever. And I guess we were just like responding to it off the emotional aspect of it. You know, like everything was just happening so quick and it's like, rah, shit, this is actually happening. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And then we already just diverted into a next conversation or whatever. But we knew that I knew anyway, I need to sit down and listen to this properly. So imagine now, I'm lying in my bed and more stuff is just happening. Things are just going off, bro. And I'm like, even all now, to be honest with you, I was going through a period where I started to think that this ain't really going to happen. I just thought, this is not really going to happen. Like, no one's really going to say anything. Nothing ain't really going to happen. And my phone's going off and I'm like, this is actually happening. Like, I don't know if we will ever see anything like this again. And if we do, it's going to be so far down the line. Because if you look at like what Drake has achieved in his career and you look at what Kendrick has done in their career and where like rap is in a completely different place or in a much bigger place than it was when Jay and Nas was going at it. It was still a big thing, but look at what these guys had done worldwide. And now they're in a park. That's the way I'm seeing it. They're in a park together and they're like actually having it out. Crazy to me, bro. Thoughts. So where are we starting? Wait, where are we starting? Actually, because you haven't been here, I think them lot will kind of know my thoughts on Euphoria. But you didn't come in. We didn't discuss Euphoria because you wasn't here.
Yeah.
So when that happened, Euphoria. Let's create the timeline from then. Euphoria dropped.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was blown away. I remember I was on the way to host a screening for the Fall Guy movie. And I was in my car because it dropped at a random time, innit? It was like over here, it was around like 5 o'clock or something it dropped. and I've put it on, and I'm driving in my car, and I'm listening to it. And at the beginning, he started the song very slow and somber.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is... it's Kendrick. Are you going for the artsy response here? Like, what's going on? Like, are you going into that... Like, we know what Kendrick can do on his albums and stuff. So he's doing it, but he's saying things. And I'm listening and I'm hearing things. And then when the beat changes...
Wait, where did you... See when you heard the beat?
Yeah.
Was you listening to it in your whip?
I was in my whip.
Oh, so you heard
so
it
I
properly.
heard the beat.
Yeah.
I heard the beat.
Yeah.
And the beat changed. And I was blown away. I was blown away at the level of rapping.
Yeah.
I was blown away at it being 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was blown away at the flows he chose. My only issue after I listened to it the first time was... Remember, this is before we know what we know now. My only issue at the time was... Is there anything scathing enough? It didn't feel like a knockout punch.
Yeah.
Because we just heard push-ups and we waited 2 weeks. Big man, I had already been to LA and back in that period of time, bro.
Yeah.
I've been Coachella and back and still not heard a response from Kendrick. Like, Drake drops push-ups. I go LA. While I'm in LA, he drops Tailor-Made.
Yeah.
AI voices. That gets deleted. I come back. I'm back for like 6 days. Still no Kendrick response. Then I hear Euphoria and I'm blown away at the execution of it. But all I'm thinking in my head is, this is not a TKO. Because if you're going to make us wait 2 weeks, I'm expecting just a TKO. And I think we've done that as rap fans, especially after what Pusha T did, that when someone does something, we want to just see a knockout punch straight away. Forget 100%. All the rounds.
100%.
Little did I know, Chuckie, that what was going to transpire, what was going to transpire within the space of a week from Euphoria going forward would be probably some of the most nuclear stuff we have ever seen in rap, bro. We have ever seen. And I need to start with these disclaimers. I'm sorry. I have to start with these disclaimers.
Go on.
Because on the internet, obviously there's people out there that are going to be saying, you know, OVO Mitch, I get DMs. People know I'm a big Drake fan, which I am. I've never hid that. I'm a big Drake fan.
Do you know how much people were messaging me asking if you was okay?
Okay? What? Why are people asking if I'm okay?
Because OVO Mitch, innit?
Yeah, but...
the thing is, I think people misinterpret an element of... Try and hold your thought, 'cause I know you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But I think some people misinterpret you a bit.
Okay.
And the reason being is, obviously, you have said out loud OVO Mitch. However, you're a big rap fan, innit? Yeah.
100%.
I think what probably was happening is when, and I mentioned this on the last pod actually, is that when you say something on Twitter or whatever, and then you get these fans that just come out with the most extreme or annoying things, it's like sometimes without you realizing it, it makes it seem like you're leaning more to one side and you're defending one side because you're a fan, when really it's just, these are just annoying and they're just chatting shit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But look, this is what I want to say, right? I am not a stan, all right? So to me, a stan is someone that almost exclusively checks for their favorite artist's music.
Strong.
And then they check for other people's music when their favorite artist fucks with another person.
Yeah.
And then they'll like other songs from other artists, but they don't check their music or do their due diligence and listen to other artists' projects, take in loads of other music. Listen, I'm a Drake fan. I think a lot of people are Drake fans, right? And everyone in this had their favorite. I listened to Drake's music over the last 15 years more than Kendrick's music. But I still listen to a lot of Kendrick music. Just because you're a fan of one doesn't mean you're not a fan of the other person. I'm a fan of Kendrick's music. Like, Good Kid, Mad City is one of my favorite rap albums of all time, bro.
Same.
Even on Mr. Morale. Not an album for me, but there's songs on there that I love.
You said that
like
before,
Rich Spirit.
Yeah.
That's probably one of my favorite songs in the last 5 years. It's up there. I love that song. But just because I love one doesn't mean I don't love the other one. This is what people got to get clear at here. Do you get what I'm saying?
And also, in elements of the balance, it makes a bit of sense. Because Drake is outside a lot more than Kendrick is.
100%.
So the chances are, you probably might listen to Drake more than you are going to listen to Kendrick because he's outside every once in a while.
Yeah, but that's one thing, but it's not even just that, bro. Like, see me, I'm an honest person. Like, a lot of people struggle with being honest, right? I'm in my 30s, bro. Like, I don't have an identity crisis. I know who I am. I know what I like. Do you get what I'm saying? I've arrived at the point in my life where I know
what I like and what I don't like. What's for me and what's not. Kendrick's music, he makes a particular type of music, mostly, right? That a particular set of people enjoy. It's full of depth, it's full of nutrition, and it uplifts people. It's storytelling, it's very well thought through, and I appreciate when I listen to it. But in my existence, that is not for me all the time.
Yeah.
The person I get that stuff from, for me, is Nas.
Okay, fair.
And I've always got that from Nas, and Nas is still active to this day, and that's where I get that from. With Drake, you don't go to Drake for that.
No.
It's like what they say, without being disrespectful to Drake, Drake's music isn't really that in-depthful. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's party music, it's music kind of for girls. Do you know what I mean? It lives in a certain place, it exists in a certain place.
You'll get a little insight into like where he's at and what he's doing.
There you go.
Whatever.
There you go. And obviously with Drake as well, Drake came out at a time where when So Far Gone came out, it ties into key parts of when I was coming up on my life.
Yeah.
Like I was a massive, like I'm talking 05 to 2010, massive Lil Wayne fan. Like and I wasn't an early Lil Wayne fan, but when Carter 2 dropped,
hard.
I switched straight away. I was like, this guy is the best. Like no one can chat to him. He's better than Jay-Z. Like he was going crazy.
Yeah.
This is when everyone was still talking about 50 and Kanye.
Yeah.
I was here like Lil Wayne is the guy. Like Lil Wayne's going crazy. We get Carter 3. So then when Lil Wayne ushered in Drake, and they were going back to back.
Yeah.
And they were in that little mixtape era. Do you know what I'm saying? When they were doing all them songs and they were going mad. I just saw it as, rah, this is like the anointment of Lil Wayne. Do you get what I'm saying? Obviously he didn't have the backstory. Actor from Canada. We know all of that. But that's why like it championed in a certain era with Drake. And then I followed him through that era. And then he started delivering and giving us projects after projects after projects. But I say all of that to say this. Just because I'm a big Drake fan does not mean I am not a fan of Kendrick Lamar. I think that's like the narrative that's out there. I came into this battle wanting an actual battle.
Yeah.
Despite if I wanted Drake to win the battle, I wanted to see these man scrap it out. Because like you said, I love rap. I came up on diss records, bro. I watch Smack. I watch URL. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I grew up on Jay and Nas. I grew up on Tupac and Biggie. So this was always a thing to me that I loved battling. And when we saw you could go years back to Jump Off days. Me and Snips were arguing at Jump Off about Kendrick and Drake. You can go back and watch the Jump Off videos, bro.
Oh, is it like, or they call it on camera?
12, it's probably on camera. 12 years ago, bro. This was like arguments, bro.
Yeah.
On Twitter 12 years ago, man, we're arguing. This isn't new, this thing, bro. Like, I've wanted to see this for time. And if Kendrick was to come out on top, I was always going to give Kendrick his props. But I needed to see these man go at it.
100 million%.
I needed to see it. And there's a lot of people out there that I think they've got their love for their favourite artists and it clouds reality for them.
100.
And they live in delusion, bro. And I'm here to say, unequivocally today, Chuckie, I'm here to say, bro, after witnessing one of the best rap battles of all time, bro, Kendrick Lamar smoked Drake.
Yeah, he did.
Smoked him.
And you know what?
He smoked him. Like he smoked him. And this is the thing, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like that. When I say that, that makes it sound like Drake didn't even put up a fight.
He did.
He did put up a fight. But why I say he smoked him is if we're scoring this in categories, Kendrick took almost every category. He took the best songs out of the two, the best performance out of the two.
Absolutely.
He had the best strategy out of the two.
Insane.
He was always on the front foot and played the aggressor out of the two. Throughout the whole thing, I felt like Drake was on the back foot from get-go. And a part of that is because Kendrick started it as the aggressor with Like That. Yeah. So Drake was always in this position kind of responding.
But the thing is, didn't like Drake sort of was before the other situations that he was in, he almost took the center of the ring, but from a place of responding though. Because even when you look at Meek, yeah, that whole situation with Meek, Meek came out and did what he did. So then Drake came and took the center of the ring. He was still essentially defending his thing, but he took the center of the ring. Even with the Pusher thing, them two were doing whatever they was doing, and like Drake attempted to take the center of the ring, and it just ended up being the way that it was. But in this situation here, it felt like, okay, right in the beginning, he was like, okay, we're gonna do this now. It didn't seem to me that he was fully taking center of the ring until like Taylor Made came and he was like, rah, Like, you're taking your time now. Like, what's going on? But even then, when I'm hearing him say this, I still didn't feel the aura of a man who's fully taking the center of the ring. It's more like, come on, what have you got first? And then I will respond to that.
Drake was very, very...
He said, what was it he said? He said in there about, like, you know, almost alluding to the fact that Kendrick throws a stone and hides his hand. It's like, nah, you know what? You're following through today.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to make sure that you follow through today. But still, though, like, this was like the first time for me where I felt as though he's not fully, he's a lot more cautious. And that maybe was a lot to do with the Pusha situation, right?
Yeah, but also I just think Drake was very, very arrogant and condescending in this battle, bro. He was very arrogant and condescending in this battle. To me, this shows me a man that I think he knows how good Kendrick is. He knows that today. But I think before this battle, he knew how cold Kendrick was as a rapper. But I don't think he ever gave him that respect to see him on his level enough. And do you know what shows me that?
Why do you think that, though? Why do you think that he thought that?
Because it's evident now in how he handled the whole thing, bro. He didn't prepare for this guy at all.
No.
He didn't strategize enough for this guy at all. And it took his last diss record, The Heart Part 6, to finally address him only throughout this whole thing. Now, I know some people are going to say Taylor Made was him doing that. But even then, that's him talking from a place of arrogance once again, Chuckie, oh, Kendrick, we need you, using voices and like taunting. You should have been on the front foot smoke for Kendrick only from day one. From day one. And the fact that you didn't do that to me lets me know. And do you know what it is? Elliot Wilson said something very key. I don't know if you saw that conversation he had with academics.
No, I didn't see
that.
And
I didn't think about that myself.
I saw the Charlemagne one.
But he basically said, and remember, Elliot Wilson's someone that's had multiple conversations with Drake throughout his career. He said, and I never saw this. Well, I never clocked this. He said, Drake has never looked at Kendrick Lamar in life as his equivalent. He's always seen him as beneath him. From the time he brought him on tour to the records he sells compared to Kendrick Lamar to how everyone treats him. He's always seen Kanye. And this is what we spoke about the last time we were here. He's always seen Kanye as the bar, as the person I'm competing with, as the person that goes toe to toe with me in terms of anthems, chart stuff, arenas, influence. He's always seen Kanye as that guy. And I think he's always seen Kendrick as the bracket just below. And I think that's where Drake's fucked up in his head. Because the reality is, bro, this is bigger than charts. This is bigger than how much arenas you sell out. This is bigger than like the numbers and streams you move, bro. This is about culture. This is about skill. This is about respect. And that's why it was so important what Kendrick Lamar said in Like That. When he said money, power, respect, the last one is better. That's why that's so key in this, bro. Because for me, the way this is panned out shows me, Drake, you did not respect your opponent.
Do you know,
you didn't respect him enough.
I hear 100% of what you're saying here, and I agree with this as well. And like, I think it's a weird one for me because he didn't do all of those things, and on top of that, yeah, and he did see Kendrick like that. And the thing is, when him seeing Kendrick like that is not a surprise to me, but what is the surprise to me is not necessarily understanding fully what is required in dealing with somebody who is still highly skilled. Because let me tell you something, yeah. Drake might be in his right to look at the fact that, you know, he sells a lot more than him and he does a lot more shows than him and he does all of these. Like, a lot of those are just facts anyway, yeah. But pushing that aside, I still look at Drake as somebody who would understand the element of clashing. Let's say, for example, I'm going to make an extreme point to get somewhere, yeah. Let's say, like, Joe Lucas, yeah. He's not somebody who sells a crazy amount of records or anything like that, yeah. But on the microphone, you know he's a man who can actually say some shit. So if you're an artist or a rapper who does a lot more, your notoriety is a lot more bigger, and someone like him is drawing you out, yeah, you don't go into that situation just looking at it on a vibe of, well, I sell more than you and I do more than... You still know that this dude has a certain lyrical ability and a certain ability to be able to take this into an uncomfortable place for you. So you're supposed to now go into this situation almost as if your life is upon it. Add into the fact that when I go back to this Drake and Kendrick thing, yeah, both of them knew at some point this is very likely to happen. Kendrick was obviously a lot more prepared for it.
Yeah.
But it shocks me that somebody who has been known to be really meticulous in certain elements of his career, and you know, like how some of these lot move is like super meticulous. It's like, I'm so surprised that they weren't thinking about this strategically all 5 years ago. And then when the opportunity came up, they'd already had a plan from all of these years of what they were going to do. When I was watching this thing play out, I was still waiting for that plan to kick into gear. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm seeing Drake say some stuff, but it's like, really, okay, in Tailor Made, all he's essentially really saying is, yeah, there's a couple of lines in there, whatever. But essentially he's just saying, bro, like hurry up and just drop the record. Like, you're taking long. You're taking long. Fuck that, he's taking long. Tell him whatever it is that you need to tell him and draw him out quick. Do something.
I know, but Chuckie, you're talking about it now. Let's look at it, the whole thing in its entirety, right? If me and you go to a dance, right? We go to a dance, there's a bunch of us, we're in the dance, popping bottles, thinking we're lit, and there's a guy in the dance, right? And his table's a bit smaller than us, but our table's lit and we're doing our thing. And then we get into a little passer and we give him a little slap round the face, yeah? just follow me here. We give him a slap round the face and something happens. We go away. We don't hear from this guy for time. He's not outside, he's not on social media, but we're out still every week in tape, partying, getting lit, doing all of these things. That person is plotting and planning, right? We're losing our focus, bro. We're out popping bottles every week, being outside, bringing girls back, not focusing on the fact that there's someone out there that we slapped before that is plotting a get back. Basically, my point is this. First person shooter happens last year, right? And these man popped their chest, him and J. Cole. We haven't heard from Kendrick. We don't know where Kendrick is. This comes out in when? Like October last year? If people think that Kendrick just popped up now in March, April with Like That, and this whole thing wasn't being planned from first person shooter in October, you're living in a dream world. In between October and now, Drake has just been outside. He's been over here with Sexy Red making stupid videos in hospitals. No, I'm being serious right now, bro. He's been on tour. He's been collaborating with this person. He's been doing all of this. None the wiser that there is an absolute psychotic killer in his house, pins on the wall, meticulously planning how he is going to take you down. And in the midst of all of that, Drake, you don't even know that you've got Metro and Future who is in their own yard in Atlanta doing the exact same thing. And then what's happened is these man's plans have come together, bro. All right? So they've already got their own plans to take you down. But their plans have merged. But you're just out fucking about, having a jolly old time, getting your hair braided. Do you get what I'm saying? He's got it twisted.
Painting his nails.
What is it? The braids? Like,
yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
But hear what I'm saying, yeah? You're missing a part of that, though. There's a part of it that you're missing, yeah? In that analogy that you've mentioned, which is a good one, remember, Drake is still very much internet savvy. He's still on the internet. He's still in comments saying stuff. He's still doing stuff, yeah? So as far as I'm concerned, this is a man who's not tone deaf. He understands and probably is seeing people are constantly talking about this Drake and Kendrick thing. Drake and Kendrick, whatever. He's seeing this. No, but that
was quiet for a while,
No, but hear what I'm saying. If you are a king, bro, if you're looking at yourself as someone who is like on the throne right now, yeah, you have to look at the fact that people are going to be coming for your neck, bro. That is just an absolute given. If you're there, there's going to be shots coming from everywhere. You have to be alert to everything. You can't be blind to it. And you have to know that this Don here at any moment is going to talk from the side of his mouth somewhere down the line. So from the moment that he's ready to do that, we're going to be ready to. That's the same way. I don't want to take this into a different place here. But don't think that the Chinese are not ready for man them. Just because they're not saying anything, they will know at some point. Do you understand what I'm saying?
100% understand what you're saying, but this is my point. My point is, he is his own biggest downfall, bro. He wasn't paying attention. That's my whole point. Bro, everything that's transpired leads me to believe that. And I'm not saying he wouldn't have lost even if he was prepared, Because the way Kendrick came at this thing, he very much could have lost anyway, regardless. But I'm saying just looking at Drake's moves within this battle showed me that he wasn't even prepared for this,
That's
bro.
a big howler.
The way, of course it's like, bro, are you not seeing what went down in this
No,
battle?
of course. But I'm just surprised though at the fact that
That's how most kingdoms falter, bro. It's people
I know,
believing their hype too much.
Yeah, I know.
That's how most kingdoms crumble, bro.
Yeah.
Is you thinking you're just a man and that you're untouchable and anyone can get touched in this. Especially if you're dealing with big superstars. Your peers are not joke men, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Future's not a joke man. Metro's not a joke man. The Weeknd's not a joke man. Fucking Kendrick Lamar is not a joke man. So if you think you can just like run around and drop your guard for a second when these men are lurking around, you've lost your mind. Because look what's happened now. The kingdom has completely crumbled, fam. And this is my point with all of this, right? I have to give Metro, I don't know how much Future was involved, but I'm going to give Metro, Kendrick and Future their props in this. Because to me, they had a game plan. They had a strategy and it was executed to perfection. And Drake played into their hand at every single step of the way, bro.
Yeah.
From the beginning when they lit the bomb with Like That, to me, he just followed where they wanted him to go, bro. 100%. And that's the irony of all of this. Because Kendrick called him the master manipulator, which I get what he was saying. But they manipulated Drake the whole way, fam. The whole way into this downfall. He took the bait and they reeled him in. And then, do you know what Kendrick did? Just gutted him out.
Yeah, he
Keep
said,
the tuna, fam. Just gutted
him out. Yeah, literally.
Bro. Nasty.
Drake
but I
said,
rate
yo.
it.
Drake said, yeah, all right, yeah, we're following through today. Kendrick said, oh, absolutely. Here's one. Here's the next one. There was the stuff going on. Well then, okay, cool. So I'm lying in bed now.
Go on.
I'm lying in bed and usually my phone's off. My phone is on airplane mode, not airplane mode, but like the notifications is always off on my phone. So I don't know why this night my phone wasn't and all the things was going off, yeah. Me, you, Mimi and Taser is in a group. Yeah. I'm sleeping and I'm a sleepers, bro. When I sleep, I'm out of the game. Bro, message.
Them don't sleep.
Message.
I've clocked they don't sleep.
Mimi and Taser are relentless when it comes
5,
to
6 a.m, bro.
Brother, I couldn't believe it. So I'm looking at my phone. I'm thinking, mate, something's like, what's going on? So when I've looked in the group, Mimi or Taser, one of the two, has said, Drake's responded. So my first thing was, look, I'll do it in the morning. It's 5 in the morning. I'll do it in the morning. But then I thought, nah, I can't sleep. So I've listened to Family Matters, yeah. And then I said, do you know what? I'll listen to it properly so I can just digest the lyrics or whatever. Because my only takeaway from that first listen, half asleep, was, yo, that second beat is hard.
Crazy.
That second beat is crazy. The drill sounding one. Yeah. I was like, that's crazy. Mad. Go back to sleep. Message. I said, what the fuck is going on? Kendrick's responded again. I said, what? So now I'm trying to go back to sleep. No, I can't go back to sleep. Let me just hear what Kendrick's got to say quickly. So I've listened to that, and then that was where he come with Meet the Grahams. But then again, I had to wake up in the morning. I had to go sleep and listen to this stuff properly in the morning. What was your takeaway when you first heard Family Matters?
See, this is why it's fucked up for us in the UK, because these men are dropping on US times while we're, like you said, fast asleep. So when I've woke up and I've seen all the messages in that group and I've seen what's happened, both songs are out.
Yeah, so you didn't get
I'm not in real time. I think most people in the UK, unless you're just an insomniac, was not in real time to witness the history of Family Matters. Drake's put it out in real time. 40 minutes later, Kendrick's trod on
and
it
that
with
was
Meet
a
the
thing.
Grahams.
That was like, that felt like a thing.
Bro, if you was in America, the ground must have shaked. That was a real moment. But I missed that moment, and I believe most people in the UK missed that moment because we were sleeping. So I've woke up and there's 2 songs out. And I'm playing catch up now, and I'm seeing everyone online saying, "Oh, he's doing that." And I'm like,
"Did you know what came out first then?"
Yeah, because it was in the group, and people have said, I've gone on Twitter, and people are just basically clowning Drake, saying, "Oh, he's trod on it and whatnot." So obviously, I've said, "Look, let me listen to these in order. I'm not gonna I've put on Family Matters." I played it, and at first, I'm seeing like text on the screen because I played it from YouTube.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't put it on DSPs at the time. So I'm thinking, is this like a lyric video? But as I'm watching it, I'm seeing it's actually a visual now. Like, I'm seeing a car getting crushed.
Yeah.
I'm seeing second beat comes in, a hearse.
Yeah.
And then in the last part, I'm seeing man in Bro, that restaurant, New Ho King. Let's talk about the bread they're gonna make. What?
Crazy.
No, but seriously,
Yeah,
has a restaurant ever had this much free promo in their life?
No way. There's never no.
Insane,
No,
bro.
no way.
But
No way.
I've seen the visual, but I'm listening to the song, and he starts and he picks up where he left off on the end of push-ups.
Yeah.
Drop.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nah. What are you doing? This is not what you should be doing right now. After what Kendrick did with Euphoria, you should be attacking this with bars heads on,
From the get-go.
Bro, after Euphoria and 616 in LA, you're in a problem now. Like, you're in a big problem now. That's how I was looking at things. You're in a massive problem. You need to come with bars from the gate. For you to now play drop. Nah, bro, I wasn't feeling that. He was saying some stuff,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to hear melodic Drake. I wanted rap.
Yes.
Beat switches, bang. We hear the drill one. I'm like, okay, now we're cooking.
Yeah.
It's getting dark.
That thing's
He
hard.
even said, all right, I'm going to stop joking around now, even though you lot are a joke. I'm like, okay, this is it now. We're cooking dark Drizzy. Man, sending for everyone in the game again.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
The Weeknd got a strong 12. He got a strong 12 bars, basically saying they only play his songs in Pride bars.
Yeah.
Then Rick Ross got more bars again, talking about nose jobs. And then Rocky, the little 8 for Rocky was clean.
Yeah.
But
I did like that. I'm not
it
going to
was
lie.
clean. It was clean.
Yeah, you're
but we
talking
didn't-
about that, but guess what I was doing then?
Yeah, it was
that's
clean.
hard.
All the bars were clean, saying that, like, we don't care. You should have modelled, like, your songs mid. Cool. What are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Kendrick is on your head top. This is Kendrick Lamar, you know. This is not Meek Mill.
Yeah.
All right? This is Kendrick Lamar. We're talking about one of the greatest lyricists that has ever walked this planet. And this is what you're doing. Like, to me, this is what I'm saying to you, Chuckie, about this guy not being condescending, bro, to an extent.
Is that condescending, or is that just one, the lack of preparation, or two, just not having enough intel?
All of the above. All of the above. But I still think if you focus on one person, it's going to allow you to sit there and think of more angles and become more creative with your pen.
Well, that's why, coming back quick is good and is impressive because it speaks to how quick your pen is. But maybe some things you just need to take a little bit more time. And if you don't have enough intel right now, it's not to say take months or whatever it may be, but maybe you might need to sit with that to see how creative you could actually get.
Okay, there you go. So sit with it longer.
Yeah.
But get more creative on the target you have at hand. You'll find things.
Yeah.
Another thing this battle showed me is that Drake just doesn't do his due diligence. To me, yeah, like, honestly, like I said, I'm not a die-hard Kendrick fan, but I'm a Kendrick fan. After listening to this battle, Drake has not listened to that much Kendrick Lamar music.
No.
That's what this has shown me.
But to be
because
fair,
you have not dived into
Nah.
his music enough. Bro, Kendrick Lamar...
Most artists don't listen to
How many
artists,
albums does Kendrick Lamar have? Like 6 or 7 albums?
Yeah, no more.
5
than
or
that.
6 albums if we're
Yeah.
including Section 80?
Yeah.
If you went and dissected those albums properly, you would realize you have enough material at least to give him a strong diss song against him.
Yeah.
Because when I listen to Kendrick Lamar going at Drake, this is a man that has studied his opponent.
Yeah.
Whether he likes his music or not, he's done his research. Even little things, the way on like Meet the Grahams, he goes, he's in Turks, popping perks. And like, he has watched your life, bro. He has gone down your Instagram and watched it and picked out everything. He's gone and watched every video about you on TikTok. He's gone and listened to all your music, even if he thinks it's fucking trash. Like, this is a man that's taking this very seriously, Chuckie.
Can I stop you?
Go on.
I hear that, but Drake is a lot more braggadocious. So you don't have to pay the greatest attention to know what Drake's doing. You just can see what Drake's doing. Like him being in Turks and all of that that's not like...
No, but I was just
do you get
using
what I'm
that as
saying?
a like throwaway
Okay,
comment.
cool.
What I'm saying is, because I can't think of every lyric on the spot
Yeah,
now from Kendrick Lamar's disses, but what I'm telling you is, from listening to the disses, Kendrick Lamar has studied his opponent. He has not slacked on the homework in any way, shape or form. And if you're going into a battle of this magnitude, that is how you have to treat this, bro. There are bare things you, not like, I can't say everything, but there's bare flips and things, like even on Mortal Man. An amazing song.
I
I
like
To Pimp a Butterfly with
Yeah.
Tupac speaking
Tupac,
at the
yeah,
end.
of course.
There's a lyric on there where Kendrick says,
That's the Kendrick that I like, by the way, when he's rapping like that. But
when
yeah.
shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? When
right.
shit hits the fan, are you still I love this song. When shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? and he talks about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He goes, that nigga gave us Billie Jean. You think he touched those kids?
Yeah.
When shit hits the fan and you still... There are bare ways you could have flipped that if you're like... Do you get what I'm saying? If man are saying you're around kids and stuff, but you're here defending Michael Jackson... Listen, I don't think Michael Jackson... This is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, innit? Michael Jackson's my guy. But if Kendrick's there defending Michael Jackson, do you get what I'm saying? These are the little things. If you've just done your fucking homework, that you could have flipped
The only
or done
thing is
things.
with that, though, is that Drake did sample Michael Jackson as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
So... You can't come out and say, "Rah, you're defending Michael Jackson," and then mention his kids when he's already got him.
You can if you're a fan of Michael Jackson, but you're saying this person is not a fan of supposed predators. You shouldn't be, or people that have that in the air. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I hear
because
you.
If you're saying Drake is a PDF file based on no, but listen,
a PDF file. I like that one.
If you're saying if you're saying Drake's a PDF file based on videos of him on stage with girls or hanging out with young stars or whatever, then by that logic, you must think Michael Jackson's one because he literally got taken to trial. Do you get what I'm saying? And was like settled outside of court. Yeah. Literally said he sat in a bed with kids. Do you know what I'm saying? With Martin Bashir.
Yeah.
That's my point is what I'm saying with
that. Of course, 100%.
That's my point. Like if
that's your guy.
Evidence against me, you think that, and you don't think that about
and Michael's your guy.
Do you get? That's my point. So my whole point is you have not done your research, bro. You have not sat down with I would have took my time. I would have locked myself in a studio for 6 days listening to Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly. Untitled could have got a couple spins. Dan would have got played 100 times. Do you get what I'm saying here, bro? Mr. Morale would have got spun 100 times. I'm not even thinking about anything else. This has to be on repeat. 40, put this on repeat. Chubbs, go and get me some food. I ain't ate in days. Go and bring Yuho King here while I'm listening to this album. I'm listening. So that by the time I get in this booth, I know you back to front.
Of course.
Drake struck me as someone that was, while this is going on, just on social media, looking at everyone's reactions.
Yeah, and laughing.
Looking at that.
Putting emojis.
Yeah, looking at that. Constantly refreshing academics, constantly on Twitter.
And chatting to academics. And talking to Mal.
Then Kai Sennett can get a little message here and there. Like doing that. Then he's back probably on his burner account watching Rick Ross clown him. Bare distractions. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? This is war, bro. Lock yourself in there. Listen to everything. Bro, I don't care if you got to go back to black hippie days. Before TDE. Go back to black. You need to study your opponent, bro. Yeah. This is my point. And for me, looking at what I saw, he did not study his opponent enough, bro. Because Kendrick definitely did. Kendrick knew everything about Drake back to front. Kendrick could have attacked this in any way possible, bro. And that's enough of me talking. I know we're going to go through the tracks and stuff, but let me just say, because people are going to be watching this thinking we're just talking about how Drake made his flaws and stuff like that. Kendrick Lamar is incredible. I have never seen a clinic like this in my life, bro, in rap. Like, to me, the range he showed in the tracks, from Euphoria to the dark, sinister Meet the Grahams, to that soul sample in 616 in LA, to the fucking banger, Not Like Us, he covered all bases. His pen was just immaculate. His cadence in the way he delivered these lines, bro, bare of his bars just stick in my head. I'll be walking down the street and bars just come into my head that Kendrick said in this battle, bro. They'll just come into my head. That I'll just be doing things. I might be like, I don't know, just getting a bite to eat. A bar will just pop up in my head, bro. Like, this is what Kendrick Lamar has done, bro. The bars are not coming to me like that. He had good lines, don't get me wrong. Drake had some phenomenal lines in this battle. But they're not coming to me like that, bro. Kendrick Lamar deserves all the respect. And Drake fans, look, you got to be real. Even the stands. We know you love Drake. Drake's one of the best artists in rap ever. Like, it's okay to say that. But the reality is, we can't live in delusion, bro. We got to live in reality. Kendrick Lamar won this battle.
It's almost as though Drake came into this situation now. This is all hindsight. But it's like he came into this situation on a vibe of, you know what? I just want this over and done with, man.
When he came into the battle.
Yeah, it's like that's almost what it was like. You know what? At some point, we're gonna have to do this anyway. I just when I say
He
want
did
it.
do
When I
an
say
81-date tour, though, to be fair.
yeah, I hear that.
If
I
you
hear
do an 81-date tour,
it is something. But when I say like,
no, what I mean is
he's tired.
You don't really want to be. You really want to go Turks now.
No, I hear that. I hear
it's a slug.
I hear that, and that kind of speaks to what I'm saying. Though I'm like, not that he came in it deflated, but it was almost as though, okay, this is what you wanted. This is like, cool. Let's just get it over and done with. Just drop the records, bro. Just drop the records. That's how it feels like now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
I
there was nothing in there really from Drake's side, other than I could say couple good lines here and there. The production on Family Matters on the second rhythm is crazy.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have liked to have maybe seen that. I would have maybe liked to have seen that. Again, this is hindsight, but it's like, if you are now going to disengage with Kendrick, yeah, and you are going to say, all right, cool, I'm putting that to bed now, for now, then later on, you can come back with that side of Family Matters where you just have that bit and you're going at everyone. Because he did say before, early on, I'm going to handle this and I'm going to get back to you lot a little bit later. And that could have been his, I'm just getting back to you lot a little bit later. But it was just the timing and everything was just wrong.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Chuckie. That's why, and I don't want it to sound like an excuse for Drake, because that's not what I'm saying before people say that. But you need to realize
Fuck what they say, bro.
But even in reality, yeah, being on an 81-date tour, people don't realize that was part of the strategy of this war with Metro, Future, and all of these man.
Yeah, he's tired.
You think it's a coincidence that they dropped these albums while they knew he was on tour? You think it was like, this is all part of it, bro. This is war. Do you get what I'm saying? This is a war, bro. If we're going to take a man out, we need to choose the right time. If the best chance for us to get this man is while he's on tour, knowing that he's going to come off tour, probably be tired, probably be like, fucking hell, sneak attack or whatever, then let's do it then. I'm not going to wait for you to be off tour, have 2 months off and be fully recharged and be in your best state of mind. I'd rather take you out while you're not. This is war. All is fair in love and war, bro. That's how I see it. But yeah, I just think
the Meet the Grahams thing was just an absolute I've never seen anything like that.
Wow.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
It was dark, bro.
I ain't never seen nothing like that, bro. The man just
dark.
come and stepped on his thing so quickly, yeah, and just started saying stuff.
Bro, it wasn't even just that he stepped. It's what he stepped with.
Exactly. It's what he's talking about and what he's saying, bro.
That's why they called him Mr. Moran the Big Stepper, bro. Because man stepped on that.
Dear Adonis.
How can you start the song?
It's so rude.
Dear Adonis.
I have to win it at Dear Adonis.
How can you start the song? See, when I pressed play, yeah, and I heard that beat, that Alchemist beat.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was Alchemist.
Is it Alchemist?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I didn't even know it was Alchemist at the time.
I didn't even know
Alchemist
that
has
until
come
now.
out and said, though, that he sent him that beat time ago and he didn't know he was going to use it. Nasty, innit?
But that's a man who's prepared. That's a man who said,
There
oh,
you
what?
go.
Wait, hold on a minute. I like that beat there. Can I just hold? Let me just hold that.
You don't
quickly.
think when he originally got that beat, he thought, I might need this one day for Aubrey?
Yeah, I hear it. Yeah, of course.
Kendrick Lamar's listen, do not downplay Kendrick Lamar.
But sorry, I know you're about to go into something here quickly.
Yeah.
But again, for me, this is where my disappointment is with Drake. Yeah, it's because it was almost a given for me to think that he would be thinking that way. Like, hold on, wait, see that beat there? I like that one. Let me just park that because I might need that in case a dude has something to say and I need to lick them off their heads up quickly.
Does Drake look like he's been focused the last 3 years in anything?
But it doesn't matter what it looks like what it should be in the position that he is in. For me.
Oh, you're talking about what it should be.
What it should be,
of course, but that goes without saying though. What he should be and should be prepared. What I'm saying to you is, I've looked at Drake the last 3 years from hanging around with Lil Yachty, Sexy Red. Shout out Lil Yachty and Sexy Red. I ain't got no problems.
He can do all of that.
But what I'm saying is, it just looked unserious, bro. It doesn't look like a man to me. This looks like a man that is so rich, so gone, got one of the biggest record deals in record history, still sells more than anyone else every time he drops an album. It looks like a man that is just throwing his weight around and not taking things seriously, bro. That's what all of this looks like to me. And I think all of them, man, knew that. They knew that. And that's why they came together to say, bruv, we got to take this guy. This is the perfect time now to take him out. Yeah. Let's just get him out of here. I think they've been wanting to get him out for their own individual reasons, clearly. But now is the right time. timing is everything, bro. It's not just about what you do.
No, of course.
It's about the time you execute it. And this whole plan these man put together was so perfectly executed, bro. It just can't be understated. Like Kendrick Lamar, a lot of people are thinking that Kendrick Lamar in this was just going with the flow and reacting. Nah, Kendrick Lamar had this mapped out, bro. I'm telling you, he thought about this months ago, months before this beef even kicked off, about his plays and everything. He didn't know exactly when Drake was going to move, but he had things mapped out for when Drake did. This doesn't look like coincidence to me with Kendrick Lamar, bro.
I agree with you, but what I guess I don't want to keep going around in circles, and I know it's all hindsight talk, but it's like I'm not mad at Drake doing all of those things because you know what? Yeah, do the sexy red thing, he's always just done that. But I would have still thought, though, even in amongst that, even if he wasn't gonna do it, even if it wasn't something that was like within his own DNA, that somebody would have said somewhere, see that beat there, we might need that one just in case so-and-so has something more. Like maybe let's think about, let's sit down and have a little conversation about like one day, because this is going to happen. One day this is going to happen. We ain't run, like it's not like them to have seen each other. One day we're going to run into them. We have to be prepared for either the lyrical thing or when we see them, what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
These are boss conversations that should have been having from a long time ago. So the more that you say this, the more it almost irritates me a little bit that wasn't the case. Yeah. Like how could it not be? How could you be there and not think at some point this dude is gonna talk out the side of his mouth and the whole world? Not even that actually. Fuck the fact that it's Kendrick. It's the fact that the whole world wants to see you fall on your face at some point. It could be anybody.
All right, wait. Sorry, I know, because I wanted to save those things for later on, but now that you brought it up, do you believe that?
What's that?
That the world wants to see Drake fall?
Yes.
Why?
Because, well, I mean, it depends on who you're talking about. So if you're talking about artists and stuff like that, maybe... I don't know the intel between them. I don't know what, like, I mean, there's obviously a lot more things going on from a deeper aspect that we may never know.
I'm talking about the people in general.
I think that, like, it's just a common thing, innit? It's like people root for the underdog until you're no longer the underdog anymore. And once you are at the top of it, then there's going to become a thing where people start, like, preying on your downfall a little bit. Like, I don't want to internalize this too much, I have an R&B event that's doing all right. And at first... like the feeling was a certain way until I remember when like something happened at one of our events or whatnot, and then all of a sudden everyone started to, well, not everyone, loads of people started to like have these mad things to say about the brand, and it was like really interesting because it's like we'd never felt that before. So I can only imagine that Drake being this guy, like, and he's coming up and whatever, and he's not, at first, he's not that much of a threat. Certain man might have been looking at him as, he might be a threat or whatever. Then all of a sudden, he's an absolute global superstar. He's doing everything. He has access to a lot of different things, a lot of access to women. He can do things. He probably also has a privilege as well that some people may feel uncomfortable about. And now, it's like, well, how long are you going to be here? There.
Okay.
So with that being said, it's so naive to be in that place and park all of that aside and just be outside and not be thinking about that. Like, if it's not Kendrick, it's going to be somebody else. And if it's not Metro, if it's not Future, it's going to be somebody else. Someone is going to have... Pusha is a great example. Could you imagine, by the way, obviously, the way that Pusha did that, if Pusha didn't have that situation might have looked a little bit different. But it's like, imagine that situation didn't happen and it was Kendrick that actually gave that information today. Do you know what that would look like? Even more so. It would look even more crazy, bro.
Listen,
anyway.
I agree with you. I think a lot of people, and I just wanted to hear your opinion on that as well. I think this beef and watching how people online have been moving during this beef, right, has shown me something much bigger than this battle, bro, and this beef. There are a lot of people out there that really do not like Drake, bro. I've seen it now. A lot of people don't like Drake. And I think it's bigger than like what you said, just being at the top of rap. I think it's what he represents, being a Canadian from a middle class family. So Canada is not really known as the hip hop capital, is it? They're known as outsiders, Canadians. Like, just forget, even take music away. Just in America, where hip hop is from, Americans don't really rate Canadians like that. No. Do you get what I'm saying? They see them as like the little adopted brother or someone. Like, they don't really rate them like that, right? But then you've got someone that's from Canada, and it isn't even from the hood in Canada, like Tory Lanez is. Yeah. From middle class, that has come over here and has dominated for this long, bro. Yeah. Dominated for this long. And has aligned himself with so many people within America. People in New York, whether it's Dipset or whoever it happens to be. Loads of artists from Atlanta. Artists on the West Coast like YG in The Game. He's just associated himself with so many people. And we can get to the UK part of it, because I've seen that been cropping up as well. People don't like that. Hip-hop is from America. Hip-hop was birthed in the Bronx in New York. They never ever liked the idea of a Canadian middle-class brother being at the top of rap. That was never the script, bro, for hip-hop, right? And
no, it wasn't.
It never was.
No.
And the reason he got away with it for so long was because the product, no matter how you felt about Drake, was good.
100.
If someone is giving you the product, so it's in the clubs, bangers.
Yeah.
In your car, bangers. Whatever it happens to be, as long as the product is good, despite how we feel about you, whatever, the product's good. It doesn't matter whether you like me or not. The problem is the product started to slip.
Right.
And the last 3-4 years, he wasn't delivering the product that he was delivering in the past. The quality threshold of his music slipped. The quality threshold of his album slipped. He was giving us moments because he's Drake and he's that talented. But on the whole, it was slipping. And then on top of that, you are getting older. And we can see you getting older because you've been around for ages. But we see you still trying to remain relevant with Gen Z and not come into that adult growth. And pair that with the fact that the music isn't even at the quality that it should be, people have no reason to stick around no more, bro, and back 100%. You, unfortunately. That's just what it is. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's what I've seen happen with Drake now. People have been wanting to get rid of him for time. Back to when me and Snips had those debates on Jump Off. Snips didn't like him from the beginning because he didn't represent what hip-hop is. Yeah. He is a child of Kanye. Kanye created loads of these guys. Lupe Fiasco, him, Kid Cudi, these guys that weren't the quintessential rapper. Do you get what I'm saying? The guys that didn't really come from the street. Guys that were quite emo and would speak about their emotions and women. That wasn't hip-hop before. If you were speaking about women, you would speak about them in a certain way. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? And you might give one track where you're in love, but yeah, we leave that for Mario and Lloyd and them, man. Do you know what I mean? Over here, it's a bit different.
LL Cool J can get a little bit.
Over here, it's like 50 Cent. I'm a PIMP. Like, this is how we were really talking about them. But my point is, Ross, that's my point. In case I got too carried away.
I didn't know you had that for like.
But no, I got serious. That's smart. But my point is this, bro. Drake, people wanted Drake to fall for time, and I think Kendrick Lamar was the perfect opponent because he represented everything Drake wasn't
100.
To them in hip hop, right? And this ain't about race. Everyone's been making this about race. I've been seeing this stuff popping up and all of that. Like, I'm not interested in that. Even what Kendrick said. Like, I could see, as someone that is mixed race, that he wasn't talking about Drake's skin color. He was talking about culturally where Drake is from and the fact that he doesn't really speak up for the culture in that way. Do you get what I'm saying? I could see where Kendrick was coming from with that.
I mean, also, he just put a spotlight on what Drake's come up looks like.
Yeah.
More so than anything. Because then that was something that started to come up a little bit. It's like, you know, there's a whole bunch of videos and him talking about, and you could just see that Drake didn't come from that. Yeah. And that's what Kendrick put a spotlight on.
But all of this also made just everyone, and I have to keep it real because I've said what I said. This also, whether people like to admit it or not, meant they came in with a bias or a preconceived notion for how they wanted this to go, right? Yeah. And they were using it to fuel the narratives of where they wanted this battle to go. But it was irrelevant anyway because Kendrick did what he needed to do to win the battle. Regardless of how people felt, Kendrick just laid the smackdown and put in the work to win the battle. But my point is, you can see it now just from how people... Bro, that song, The Heart Part 6, and I don't know if he was going to get to that.
Yeah.
There's certain lines in it I just thought, dead. Why did you even put that in the diss?
Like?
Just all the defensive ones about the PDF file and stuff like that. Like, I just thought that was... You didn't need to do that. You weren't aggressive. But... The fact that that's sitting on 1 million dislikes right now.
Oh, really?
It's on today. If you check, it's on 1 million dislikes and 500,000 likes. I don't know if you can check it on here.
It's the last one.
The Heart Part 6.
It's the last one. The beginning part of it nearly got me actually, but I'll get
Chuckie,
to it in a bit.
the song is not bad to the point where it needs 1 million dislikes, bro. That was a good song. I thought the beat was good. I thought he was rapping well.
I thought he was rapping well too, but I think there was elements of it that was quite reminiscent of Tailor Made, in the sense where in Tailor Made it's come outside, you're taking long. And with this one, I felt it was like, but I'm not a PDF file. I'm not a this, and it's like, the way that he's explaining it and saying it isn't really like, I'm too famous for that. I would have been. It's just like,
dead,
bro.
The worst
like
part.
And I guess also it speaks to just him just not being prepared, and him also being too quick to be quick, because if he would have sat down and lived with it for a little while, surely he would have executed that very differently. But it's like, he wants to be quick, so he's got in the booth to show, I can do something very quickly. But you're just repeating stuff in a way that is super basic. It's not high level. It's not highly skilled. It's not highly skilled.
He was rattled.
Yeah.
He was rattled. Like, Meet the Grahams to Not Like Us. Tell me, Chuckie, how many rappers would be able to weather that? Meet the Grahams into Not Like Us. Tell me who could be able to weather that. That would rattle anyone, bro. That 1-2 combo there was insane, bro. And for me, when I'm looking at it there, Drake, you in that moment, you was playing Jose Mourinho football instead of Pep football. You was not controlling the tempo of your game. You was not trying to go and attack. You was you put the low block, 2 banks of 4.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And you was trying to keep the ball out of the goal.
Yeah.
You weren't trying to play it in their half.
No, I hear it.
Yeah, literally. Like, you weren't playing in their half, bro. You weren't on the front foot with the ball. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was a mess.
Like, you was in defense mode. No one can listen to that song and tell me Drake wasn't in defense mode. How the battle went, you started with your chest out on push-ups. Did you hear Drake's tone and confidence on push-ups? Even to Tailor Made. By the time we get to what's it called? Family Matters, it was like, all right, you were still it was still there a bit.
Yeah.
By the time we get to the Heart Part 6, bro, it's like
it's done.
That bravado's gone.
It's done.
You've been stripped of your confidence.
Yeah.
Like, even at the end, when you're doing all that talking at the end, and it's like, like, Drake, the talking you was doing at the end, I don't want to hear talking like that. Do you know what I want to hear at the end of my diss track on talking? My 4-4 make sure all your kids don't grow. I want to hear Hit 'em Up talking.
Yeah. Fuck these. I fucked your bitch.
Go listen to Hit 'em Up. Did you hear what Tupac was saying at the end of Hit 'em Up on that last 2 minutes?
You know what I said in the group? One day I just got fed up, bruv. I was in my yard, and I can't remember what happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe I might have been watching something on YouTube about like just the breakdowns and whatever, and I just got pissed off. I was like, you know what? I went in, and you might not have heard it. I went in the group and I said, I'm actually starting to get pissed off with some of this now. I'll fucking say it.
With what?
I was just saying, say it. Like, I want to hear, I fucked your bitch. You're fat. When I heard, I used the same example of when Sheik Lutz told them man, shut the fuck up and make your songs and keep my name far from your mouth. Or they'll find your body in the woods somewhere far from your mouth. I want to hear. I don't need a breakdown for what man is saying. He's just saying it direct, and I wanted a bit of that, and then I started to get it. I started to get it. I was like, this is crazy.
No, but bro, that's the energy you got to come. Bro, do you know what the maddest thing is? See me, I don't know, bro. Maybe it's just me, And I'm not, everyone knows, like, I'm a cool guy. I'm not a bad boy. Like, I just do my thing, make my money, cut through, do what I need to do, innit? Like, but if I'm in a war, bro, even if after I've got that 1-2 punch from Kendrick, even if I don't believe it, Chuckie, I need to believe it. Even if no one believes me, I need to come across like I believe it. I would have been on there like, I'm some TDE killers. Fuck Absol. Everyone would have got it. Man, aren't even involved. Schoolboy Q. I would have went on everyone's head top. Do you get what I'm saying? You saying like, your shit's only fire when Baby Keem put his pen to it. Why are you're kind of bigging up Baby Keem, but he's a part of PG Lang. If you're a part of PG Lang, Baby Keem's getting hit as well, bro. Everyone and anyone that is around you is a target. That's how it needs to be, bro. It can't be, I'm dissing you, but he's kind of cool, so I'll leave him. And this is war. That's why it goes back to what Nas said to me on You're the Man, when he goes, your arm's too short to box with God. Right. I don't kill soloists, only kill squads. Yeah. Like, are you like a student of this game or not, bro? Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Nas comes on Ether talking, cussing the whole of Rockefeller.
Listen.
Like, that's what it has to be.
Dick, suck your lips. Wait, what did he say? He said, "Well, you think you're getting girls now because you're
he said Foxy kept you up because you kept your face in a puss. What you think you're getting girls now because of your looks? Negro, please. Like, this is what I need to hear, bro.
Hey.
He said Rockefeller died at age. That was the end of his chapter, and that's the guy who chose the name company. Put it together. I rock holes, you're rock fellas. Like, I need to hear the whole. Anyone that is even near you in your whole establishment needs to get burnt to the ground, and that's what Kendrick did. Or not like us. Kendrick's like, Chubbs is getting your hand-me-downs. Yeah. Party's playing with his nose in the party. Yeah. Bucker's a weird guy. Why is he around? Like, and the way he's saying it, like he said he's up for everyone.
He's saying, listen, you're
lucky Majid Jordan and what's the other ones? What, Division didn't get smoked.
I know.
The R&B guys would have got smoked too if it was me.
And Party Next Door. But you know what it is as well, yeah? What was it he said as well? That he's paying sex offenders.
No, it's crazy.
Hey.
It's crazy.
But can I just
Drake,
go back to one bit?
You're just too nice, man.
Let me just go back to one bit though. Where Drake comes from and his method in reaching stardom in rap, yeah?
Yeah.
He's come to America and he's aligning himself at first with certain types of rappers and then other types of rappers or whatever, and he's just been in and around amongst that for a little while. At the end of it now, it seems like a lot of people have just a big problem with Drake. And Kendrick has said a few times, even though, you know, the message is bigger than what I'm actually saying here, but Kendrick does say a few times, he's a horrible person. This is a horrible person, yeah?
Yeah.
But it's like, that aside, when people look and break down what Drake was doing in amongst aligning himself with all of these different rappers, what was he supposed to do? Because...
What do you mean?
Wait, let me land here. If he is not from America and he's Canadian and he's a rapper and he's ascending, yeah, at some point, you have to find ways to pay homage because they're always going to look at you as an outsider. Yeah. If you don't do that, then people are going to probably come for you a lot more quicker, right? If you do it, people will look at it one of two ways. They'll look at it, some people might look at it as in, you know, he's a cool you. He's not necessarily one of us on that, but he's a cool brother still. He's good at what he does, whatnot. Like, man will make music with him or whatever else, yeah? But on the other hand, some people will look at him and say, he's trying to put himself in these situations and in these circles to enhance a certain level of bravado and to become a guy that he actually isn't and to manipulate everyone. But what's the right move to do when you are ascending from a different place? Because people are always going to pick that apart. How do you win in that? Do you understand the question I'm asking? How do you win? Like when people say Drake came over, you know, he was... I hear it, like, and I do hear elements of it, but there is another side of it, yeah, that I can't help but to think sometimes. And one of it is, which I mentioned to Poet before, but I was thinking about this a little bit before, yeah. If you are traveling the world, and in one of the places that you come to is England, and England is... especially London. London is just a city that loads of people in the world want to come to, yeah? And culturally, certain things move here. If you come here now and you see a Skepta, for example, why would you not want to be around a Skepta? Like, how could you come here and do a bunch of shows and be in and around something, yeah? And then see a brother like that and not want to know... right, like, what is this? Like, who is he or whatever? Or maybe, like, not even... You might already know who he is. You might even have been seeing from before. I can see how somebody might see that done and say, yeah, you know what? Like, I fuck with this brother. I want to do some shit with him or whatever, yeah? Dave, when Dave was on his come up, and did the 1-0 thing or whatnot, yeah, and Drake jumped on that, and that became a thing. I look at that and I'm like, Dave, for me, and I'm gonna, maybe this is gonna sound biased, but this is something that I just genuinely thought anyway. So I look at Dave and I'm like, this is once he starts sharpening his thing a lot better, he's gonna fly. When I first heard Dave, I was like, I remember the first conversation I had on Dave. It was literally, yeah, he's good. He's super rusty though. But once he actually sharpens that, it's gonna be a madness. Yeah. If you are a talented person and you have an eye for talent, I could see how somebody would look at that and say, yeah, he's cold. Like I wanna be in and around that. Yeah. Yeah. And obviously that ended up being what it ended up being and stuff. And it's like, when you have somebody who has such traction, and this traction now is being brought to this, you can divide it by action and intent. So you can look at what his intent might be to what the action is. But when I look at the action, I'm like, what the action ended up leading to is a major, major thing that sometimes people are not necessarily looking at. So in more detail, Skepta is already Skepta and he's always going to be Skepta. But Drake coming and being next to Skepta, that price went up. Yeah. And when that price goes up, it's not just Skepta's price that goes up. It's Shorty's price that goes up. It's Maximum price that goes up. It's the management's price. Grace and Rada, I think, that manage him. Their price goes up. Like everyone ends up making more money off the back of that, yeah. And I'm so big on this element because I know that in our community, a lot of us were not fortunate enough to have parents or grandparents that could pass on inheritance, because when they came to this country, it just was what it was, and they died, and a lot of them have died with not very much. So we ain't had no inheritance. That hasn't been a story for a lot of us. But with Skepta's price going up and everyone else's price going up, and Dave and Just and everyone, whatever, yeah, it's like all these people then get to buy more yards. They get to invest their money. They get to do all of these different things. And then with all of that, you have kids. You get to, if you die and whatever else, yeah, you have a whole bunch of inheritance that you get to pass down to your kids that then goes on within our community for a long period of time. Yeah. And so when I look at this and I say all of that to say, I hear it. I understand that like people nitpick, and rightly so, elements of why Drake did what he did. But I also do think, like, on one hand, it looked like he was paying homage, and if he wasn't paying homage, what was the move? What would have been the right way to do it without having such big conversation? Or is it always a lose-lose if you're an outsider?
It's a lose-lose, bro, if you're an outsider, and I'll tell you why. In my opinion, I agree with you. I think I'm not mad at Drake working with so many UK artists over the years, and I'll tell you why. Not only because, like you said, if he works with them, their price goes up and you're being exposed. It's
the ripple of effect of what happens into in the economy, essentially.
Yeah. It helps the UK economy. You know, it puts money in people's pockets. Cool. And I know people are saying, yeah, but Drake gets his gain from that.
Yeah, fine.
Not denying that. Drake definitely gets his gain from that.
Of course he does.
But if you've got one of the biggest artists in the world going out of his way all the time to embed himself over here and try and be a part of it, but then you've got other artists like Kanye West, for example, who got Skepta, took a bunch of man, had them on stage with him at the Brits, and we never heard from him again.
Ever again.
For one moment at the Brits, everyone was there, which spawned the famous line that Stormzy said, backup dancer, if stage or the Brits, I'm a backup. If that makes me a backup, look at all the things that came off the back of that. I haven't seen Kanye West next to a UK artist since. And no one talks about it, Chuckie, right?
Diddy did it. Remember when Diddy did it?
When he was around Skepta.
Skepta, yeah. He was doing all of that type of stuff.
Never heard of him again until last year when he linked up with
Gigs.
Drake has been consistent for a long period of time. Now, the argument people are going to make is, yeah, but he does it with them, and then when they're not hot, he moves over to the next person. So what you're saying is, if an artist hasn't maintained their heat when Drake's not around and he's doing his own thing, and they've maybe fallen off after Drake working with them, Drake has to still come back and work with them anyway and prop them up, each of them, each time. Do you get what I'm saying? He's not now allowed to work with new artists that are now hot. He has to spin back to the original artists that he worked with. That doesn't make sense to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Once you've got the alley-oop, you've got something out of it, I've got something out of it, this is transactional. It's my job now to maintain that. Do you get what I'm saying? There's a platform for me to maintain that now. If I drop the ball after that, which, by the way, a lot of the artists Drake has worked with have not dropped the ball.
No, they've all gone
on to do amazing things.
Yeah.
Even Georgia Smith has gone on to do amazing things. Do you get what I'm saying?
Even I'll go as far as saying Popcorn. Look, he was always going to be seen as.
I'm not doing.
Let me say that. Let me just say, go on. He's always going to be respected how he is within dancehall anyway.
Yes.
Like that was he was certified and solidified over there. And Jamaicans and Jamaican artists in particular, a lot of them don't care about what happens outside of the world. You know, when you go to Jamaica, providing that they can make enough money to sustain their lifestyle over there, they are very happy with that. They don't really care about all of the other stuff. They are so patriotic and they absolutely love it. And if you are loved within that community, then I just think it's probably one of the most powerful and just a huge blessing. With that being said though, the moments that they had together took Popcorn to a place that maybe he may not have necessarily have seen outside of that, like just in terms of experiences. So it's the experiences that he gets to see and he gets to be a part of by being that, and they're still cool. They're still cool, but with art, you're not gonna like. It's not a shock to me that people like from an artistic aspect. Yeah, you get on for a moment, you make music, and you have a moment together, and then you just go off, and then that's just that. That's not far from the realms of possibility to me. Of course, that is the case, but like every once in a while, you might meet that one person that you genuinely have something with. That might genuinely really be your dog. And if that is the case, there's only ever going to be 1, 2, or 3 of them. There's never going to be loads of them. I would have thought that maybe Future would have been that for him. Popcorn has always looked like that. Between them two have looked like they just have like a really genuinely good friendship all up to now. And then I don't know anyone from here. I mean, I'll be honest and say that like, I would always look at Drake and Skepta just having a moment and that being that. I could never imagine them being lifelong friends. I just don't think Skepta is.
If you get a BBK tattoo,
that's where it gets.
That's what people have been bringing up. The fact that he got a BBK tattoo, bro, on his shoulder. So if I go, listen, I'm not getting no one set tatted on me. I'm not even getting my own set tatted on me, let alone someone else's set.
No way.
But the set you got tatted on you was a set from across the pond.
Yeah, it's mad still. And it was quick.
It was quick.
It was quick, brother. They met each other.
You got that inked on you. And as someone else's set, you got inked on you, bro.
Yeah,
like, to me, like, me personally, I'm not on that. To each their own, though. I don't know how people feel. But my point is, unless these artists that he worked with, whether it's Skepta, Dave, Gigs, Central C, who else is there? There's a long list of artists.
He's running around with Central at the moment. He's running around with Central
right now. Unless one of them, so actually let's take Central out of the equation because he's only like now started linking up with Drake. All these artists that he's worked with in the past from the UK, unless they come out and tell us explicitly, which none of them have done, that I can't even reach out to Drake no more. I felt like Drake used me. Then it's all speculation at this point. All I can do is take at face value is that you lot worked together at a point in your careers. It benefited both of you. Do you get what I'm saying?
I do know that.
I
do know that Dave's team and Drake's team like get on very well.
So I don't know, innit? Like that's my point. Obviously, I don't know where Giggs and Drake stands today. I don't know all of these things. All I know is that I ain't seen these artists come out and say anything yet. Do you get what I'm saying? So as far as I can see, like I said, it was beneficial for both parties. Also, it was beneficial for the economy of UK rap at the time. Do you get what I'm saying? It put everything's price up. Then on top of that, you look at the other things. Drake has been a fan of UK culture from day one. Like, if you go back to comeback season, man's talking about Artful Dodger, Shola Amo, Craig David. Like, he's from Canada. Canadians have been fans of the UK. Then on top of that, he brings back Top Boy. Bringing back Top Boy helped Ashley Waters. That helped Kano. That put a lot of money in people's pockets, bro. We're talking global Netflix here, bro. Like, that put that back on the map and allowed a lot of people to eat. That made London cool on a global scale. Do you get what I'm saying? To give people an insight into how things are working here. He produced that show. So I just think, like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because there are US artists that have never even looked this way, and today they are being looked, i.e. Kendrick Lamar. Name me one UK artist Kendrick Lamar's worked with.
I think there was somebody though, actually. Nah, wait.
Who?
I could be wrong.
No, UK rapper. Let's be specific.
Yeah, there was. Okay, cool.
I don't know. Someone might be able to correct me. I don't know, but UK rapper. Name me one. He's not a rapper. He's a singer, but cool.
Yeah. Either way, I get this point stand still.
My point is my point. So what my point is he's never worked with anyone here. But as things stand today, as we record this, he's gonna go down way more love than Drake. That worked with so many people here, bro. But that's because Kendrick stayed authentic to who he is, and I get it. But there are lots of US artists that never worked with anyone here, bro. And I think we had the Canadian that was dominating American rap that came and worked with us, and people have thrown it in his face. Yeah, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, bro.
I think the authenticity element of it is also a big element because
of course,
you look at where Drake has come from to who he is now. Well, where Drake has come from to where he kind of was at a certain point to where he ended up being to where he is now. It's on one hand, if done in an authentic place, in an authentic way, it would have looked like growth.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like growth. It looks, to some people, it looks weird. It looks like wave hoppy. It looks like there's just a lot of it looks like there's just a lot of characters in it. There's a lot of different elements of.
He's gone on behind bars. Shout out to Rashid
with Heady. He's done the Heady thing as well.
With the tic-tac-toe, going through highs and lows. Man took Heady shush. Yes. He shush. Are you
I can't remember that.
He shush. Yes, he shush.
He shushed the thing.
He shush.
No way.
He took the shush.
I can't remember that.
The infamous shush. He took the shush.
Oh my God.
He took the shush. So I get why people, let's be clear. I understand why people.
The thing, but obviously I understand the connection and what. It's just, it smells a bit.
Yeah, and then obviously he actually jumped on the song with Heady.
Yeah.
Where, he mentioned Maya, remember, and all of that. Draw for a thing, call that Maya. Like Drake has been outside doing the most. No one's going to deny that. And the word people are using for him at the moment, which I find funny because Meg kind of coined it for him, was he's cosplaying.
Yeah.
He said cosplay gangsters, fake ass accents.
That's really gone against him, I remember this is what... Maybe this is like a bit inappropriate to mention, but I remember that was one of my critiques of Tim Westwood before Tim Westwood was rubbed out a bit. Because I used to say, Tim Westwood has been a part of this thing for such a long time, yeah? But it was always confusing to me why he was like 60-something years old, being mad young. Well, I'm like...
No, but he was doing that when he was 40 and 30, which is still old. Which is still old to be cosplaying, but...
Yeah, but I don't know, though. I mean... The difference being the gap is a lot less. It's like if you are 40 and you're trying to be in your 20s, it's still a little bit mad. But when you're 60 trying to be in your 20s, it just looks crazy.
And you got but when you look at crib sessions and you got 19-year-old drill man all in the crib sessions.
But if you look at then you looked at the peers like Trevor Nelson. Trevor Nelson being a part of the thing for a long time, he is respected in a certain way, and he's moved aged appropriate. Same with David Rodigan. I know that there's a whole nother conversation, which is not even for now, but it's still age appropriate. It's not like he's a man who's, been a part of it for a long time and he represents a certain something and this is where he is now. When you've got somebody that is a part of something and you're being looked at a certain way, ultimately we just want to see some growth within that. And sometimes that growth is it's not painting your nails and it's not braiding your hair and doing all these type of things. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just it just looks a little bit weird. I remember having a conversation with somebody about Bashi actually. Bashi obviously he's just dropped something, and we was just talking a little bit about the anticipation of his thing or whatnot. And I'm like, you have to take into consideration Bashi is in his late 30s now. He's not who he was when he put out the Chopper Chops mixtape. So don't expect that. And for me, I want to see the growth of what that looks like purely because we're around the same age. So there might be, from a selfish aspect, he might be coming from an introspective place that feeds more to me because he's at a certain place in his life now. I'm in a certain place, and I saw him from when he was there, and he's a lot more reflective and a lot more wiser. And like, this is an artist who I'm expecting is to grow in an age appropriate way. What does that look like for Drake? Again, to me, it just never looked like the painting and nails and the hair and all of this type of stuff. When we talked about it a couple of times on a podcast before, I was like, look, I accept that that's what he's doing. I accept it, but I accept it based upon the fact that there's a big catalogue of music that I am emotionally connected to and that I'll always hold a certain way. But this other thing, I'm not really into. But we see when you look at somebody who is not moving age appropriate, and then you have someone like Kendrick who is now putting your character all onto the table now and stripping this character apart and deep diving into it. And then at the end of it all, hit you with a club banger where he's talking about the young girl thing and all of that type of stuff. It's a nuke.
It's a nuke. That song, Not Like Us, is special, man. That is a banger. Like, I can't explain. Like, the moment that Mustard went crazy with that beat, the way Kendrick approached that beat, incredible. But I have a problem. I have a problem with certain people liking that song. What I can't understand, Chuckie, is, if you genuinely believe that Drake is a PDF file, if that's your because I'm seeing people online saying he is one. Like, you know, when you tweet it, it's hard to decipher who is actually trolling and who believes these things right now. We're living in weird times. But if you genuinely believe, Chuckie, like I believe some of these Kendrick fans do believe that Drake is this and it isn't just rhymes, right? How can you then feel comfortable partying to that record where he is saying these serious things, bro? Do you understand what I'm saying here? I don't think he actually is one. So I could dance to this all day long. Because to me, it's just part of the rap battle and it's whatever. But there are people, sorry, let me put this inside. There are people out there that genuinely believe that Drake is what he is being accused of. And for those people, I say, you can't then enjoy that music from a moral standpoint. Because listen to the music, what he's saying in that music. You should not be partying. Are you seeing what I'm saying logically here, Chuckie? Yeah. You can't be partying to that subject matter if that's what you genuinely believe. That's like, who's a known like Jimmy Savile? That's like someone making a song about Jimmy Savile, right? Saying he's a which we know he was, PDF and all of this. File. PDF blocked out. PDF file, right? Yeah. And then I'm just turning up in the party to it. Like, this is serious, bro. If these allegations are real and these are something you genuinely believe, these are serious allegations, bro, that you can't be dancing around having fun to. Do you not see what I'm saying here?
I hear it still.
But aside though, because like I said, until something concrete comes out, I'm not rolling with it. I don't believe it.
I don't know if people...
I'm gonna turn up to this song.
Yeah. But I don't know if like the PDF file element of it, I think, is the extreme version of it. I don't think most people actually think that he is, but I think that people think that he might have a weird obsession. I'm gonna say that, a weird obsession with younger girls that float in and around the. You know what I'm saying?
That is the precise subject matter of Not Like Us, bro. Like, when you strip because the chorus is a banger and it's fun. But when you listen to the lyrics, the majority of that song is saying, this man is a predator. Listen to the gong. Do you need the lyrics up here? Like,
yeah, of course.
The verse, he's saying back as one.
Let me finish.
He's saying the whole OVO's one. He's saying,
let me finish,
freaky ass nigga here, 6'9", God. Like, that's what the premise of the song is.
No,
Do you man not know what they're partying to right now?
Of course. But hear what I'm saying, yeah? I think that, like, so that obsession with liking younger women isn't the same as necessarily.
Young. Like, come on, bro.
It's not the same as like actually being a PDF file. However, there's still always a conversation, even outside of Drake, about sometimes why men of a certain age are always finding themselves with a 20-year-old or a 21-year-old. Because it's still, depending on what it is that they're looking for, or they keep finding themselves in that situation, there is something predatory in that. Because, you know, when you go...
slice it, bro, these are... My point is...
do you know, all I'm saying...
The subject matter is dark on a light-hearted song is what is basically what I'm trying to say to you, bro. Is what I'm trying to say to you.
I was just saying that off the back of, like, I don't think that people think that he's actually a PDF file. they just think that he's just a don who's. There's just something going on with these
which is still murky.
Yeah,
which is still like, do you know what I mean? It's still like, if we're just stripping it back for what it is, bro. This is
I hear what
basically
you're
all I'm saying.
It's still mad.
Because a lot
to
of the
dance
party
to.
songs that I listen to or that people listen to is about party. It's about girls popping bottles. You get what I'm saying? This is gonna be the first party song that is ringing off everywhere, where man are actually turning up to these lyrics, bro. Like, I don't think you're actually deep in what I'm saying here. Like, it's so funny, this whole thing. But it's a banger, like, and I get it. It's an actual banger, and I think it's a banger. I've been playing this song bare, but the lyrics are dark, bro. That's why
dark.
Kendrick's a genius, because it's like you've managed to slide this dark subject matter and make it feel light-hearted that we can crip
What he
walk
did
to.
was exactly, and that's why I understood that straight away. When I first heard it, yeah. If I'm being honest with you, when I first heard it, I listened to the lyrics and I thought, yeah, these lyrics are dark, but I don't really like the song. That was my honest opinion. I
Really?
thought, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna be like, I just didn't really like the song. I thought it wasn't structured that well and all of that type of stuff. Then I listened to it again. And I thought, nah, you know what? There's some mad, like, catchy parts in it. And then I realized, I understand why he's done this. What he's done here is, to kill him off, he wants to say some of the most darkest stuff, but I'm not gonna do it traditionally like how some people would on a low vibrational record, where, you know what, it's like, I don't know, it could be like 83 BPM and it just sounds really dark, and he's just saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to change the cadence a little bit in my voice. I'm going to sound really fun, but I'm going to say some of the most craziest things on the funnest beat. And then if you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, you don't. Because the reality is that sometimes there'll be some people who are super surface level, don't really know what's going on, and they just hear the beat and they're just like,
No, bro, not with this one. Not with this one, because I'm looking at the lyrics right
A
here.
minor.
Let me tell you something. A man said certified lover boy, certified PDF files.
Yeah.
The beat even comes out a bit when he says that part. This can't be mistaken. He wants everyone in the club to sing along to this.
What's the OVO? What was it? Something.
Other vaginal options. Like, bro, come on, man. Like, bro, the lyrics here, and just sick about this though. Like, if we just remove the party aspect of it, yeah. Like, see if I'm sitting in my living room listening to it, the level he is spitting at on this song, Chuckie, is just phenomenal. Like, the way he's executing the bars and his performance on this, Chuckie, is just next level, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's his next level. I don't think people understand.
Yeah, it's man.
Huh?
Yeah, other vaginal options.
That was a big lyric as well, by the way. That was that was a big lyric where he said, "Effed Wayne's girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. Then get his face tatted like a bitch, apologizing."
Yeah, I know. Mad.
Ah,
Do you know what? Yeah?
bro. And he's like scathing.
Can I say, yeah?
Kendrick,
this
man.
is gonna sound
You're
like
the-
this is gonna sound like
Kendrick's the
defense
best.
to Drake, yeah. This is gonna sound like defense. And it isn't necessarily a defense, but it was just something I was thinking about the other day, yeah.
Kendrick's the best.
I was watching this is what made me think about it actually. A clip went out the other day of Lil Wayne in an interview where they asked him about Drake chopping his gal when he was in jail, yeah. And then he was like, he couldn't really remember, because I think they mentioned something that he said or whatever, and he was like, he couldn't remember what he said. But he talked about that situation, innit? And he said it hurt. But what he did say, he painted a picture that was a bit more brighter to me, personally. He essentially said, when you're in jail, your your side is your main. Because you're in jail, you ain't got nothing, you're scrambling. Like, anything that you had any type of encounter with is your main. And so, in some way, he hinted that it wasn't his main gal, it was just a thing.
It doesn't matter.
Wait,
who
let
it
me
was.
finish. Yeah.
Go on.
It was just a thing that he was chatting to that he chopped. Now, hear this, yeah. I believe, walk with me here, yeah. I believe that when you reach to a certain level of stardom, yeah, that you get an access to an unspeakable amount of women, right? No matter what you look like.
Yeah.
You can go in various different parts of the world and you can just chop all different types of things. However, the reality is that a lot of the time when you are within a certain level of stardom, yeah, there are a pool of, let's say, maybe like 500 gal that you're going to meet. So even though you have access to all of these women in the world, the chances are they get eating in this restaurant, they're eating in that restaurant, they're going to a White City house, Shoreditch house. It's like there's a pool of women that you're just going to meet. And don't ever in your life think that when a girl chops Drake or Drake chops one of these girls or whatever, yeah, that's the first celebrity that they've chopped. Mm-hmm. Like within this pool of women, she's already probably chopped this man, Diddy. She's done like not all of them, but some, because they've been in and amongst that, yeah. Yeah. So I could easily see, even though how people will say you have all of these women in the world, it's like these men are going to the same restaurants, they're going on the same yacht, they're going to LA, they're going to the same places. It's like you're getting the same promoter or the same guy who is, I don't want to say my man's name, but the same person who's like the connector. So it's like an artist might say, oh, I'm in town. Like remember Neo did a party the other day, yeah? Neo did a party. Someone just puts a call out, yo, Neo's doing a dinner. Like we go to the dinner and who do we see? We see the same girls that we see in a certain space, do you understand what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say, yeah, even though
shout out to them girls, man.
I say all of that to say they know who they are. I say all of that to say, yeah, it's not far from the realms of possibility that like you're just in these places, you're just chopping these gal, and it's like, right, okay, she's just chopped so and so and such and such.
So then why did he run and get the tattoo apologizing?
Because it's like, oh, what, that one actually meant something to you? Oh, okay, shit, I didn't know she meant something to you. I just seen her.
This was the only one that was still texting him back, writing love letters when he was in prison, bro. This one means something. This one means something. All the other ones,
I think
no
maybe
one put pen to paper else when he was in Rikers Island, bro. This one was taking time out, having them, you know what I'm saying? Them great conversations on the phone while I'm in Rikers Island.
But you do know that there are certain men as well, yeah, that are of the ethos that like, if it's not your main, she's everybody's, bro.
Also,
and I didn't realize that.
Okay, I get Chuckie, I get that. But then there's also the other part, and I'm not saying Drake did this because I don't know the details, but there's also certain men out there.
He's a gal clown.
We all know them. Not even just that. We all know guys that for some reason, bit sus, they just want to beat what you have.
Right.
They see what you have, and they just want to dip in the same pot for some reason.
Yes.
I don't know if it's an ego thing.
It is.
Or they just want to like show the girl, oh, I can do better than my man, or it's a competition thing. Do you get what I'm saying? There are men that do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying I've never beat the same girl that one of my guys have beaten.
But you ain't beating a thing because she chopped her next man. Though.
No.
That's weird. Enough men do that, you know.
I haven't done it because of that. I've just done it because I think she's leng and he gave me the green light.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's all it is. Like,
that's the key bit.
The green light. But hear what I'm saying. No, you got to take the green light out of that, though. You even have to take the green light out of that. You have to. Because sometimes when you just step into a Neo dance or whatnot now and you see so-and-so, you're not thinking that, like, oh, what, you was really serious with this one. This one's everybody's, bro.
Yeah, it's not always a green light.
It's not always that. But also another element of it, too, is that, like, I think that if you, because this is the other side, if his upbringing is the upbringing that it actually looks like, that we're seeing, maybe it wasn't a gal thing like that for him early on. And so a lot of this has come later on. So now you just want to just chop everything because you have the opportunity to do it. If you're comfortable with gal and you've been around them from early, maybe you might see it a little bit different. But I think you add this all, I'm just using a small part of this, by the way. This situation here ends up being a contributing factor to, we see you as an outsider, you're moving mad anyway, you've done so and so, you're acting such and such, your character's changing, you're painting your nails, you're braiding this, you're doing that, and you gotta know there's all kinds of things going on or whatever else, and on top of that, you're chopping a man's gal. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. And then outside of all of that, you weren't prepared. You meaning to tell me that after all of that, you wasn't prepared? Chuckie, that's outrageous.
Kendrick said it in one of his diss tracks, bro. He said, look, every dog has his day. And I know he was doing a play on for all the dogs when he said that, but that's just the reality of life. Like, Drake had a phenomenal run. The run Drake had in rap, we might never see that run again. I'll be real. You might never see that run again. That is one of the biggest, cleanest runs we have seen in rap, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just what it is. And is the run done? We don't know. We need the dust to settle and see where his brand lies after all of this. But right now, it doesn't look too good. And I'm saying that as a big Drake fan. Right now, it doesn't look too good, the optics for him right now. So we need the dust to settle and see what happens. But one thing that he needs to do now for me, he needs to rebrand. That means cutting them braids off. Take the earrings out of your ears. Chill for a year or two. And come back and have your 444 life is good grown moment now.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to come back grown.
Exactly.
And then come with the slaps, but grown man slaps.
Yes, yeah.
And I'm sure... because you put in so much work over the years that there will still be a big space for you in the culture. Right now, it looks like he's being outcasted from the culture. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. It does feel like that, bro. It feels like a lot of people want him out. And I could get into deeper reasons, but I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about it here, about why people want him out as well. I think there's extra things because I see that rumbling online about his views. No pun intended. You get what I did there? His views. No pun intended. And... yeah, I think a lot of people, with the climate we're in now, with what's going on in the world,
yeah, it's mad.
People are using that to now take him as well, bro. Let's be real. Like, people are doing that. I've seen that narrative online. I'm seeing it in blog comments. I'm seeing these things, bro. So I just think like a lot of that, paired with the fact he's from Canada, he's an outsider to hip hop, all of these things. Look, hip hop is rooted in black struggle.
Yes.
That's where it comes from. It's from the streets. It's rooted in that. The people that dictate who should be at the king of that are never going to be happy with someone like Drake being at the helm of that.
100%.
And he's been at the helm of it for a really long time, bro.
Yeah.
And now, I just think it got to the point now where people wanted it to come crashing down. And Kendrick was, everything just aligned for that to happen right now. Kendrick was the person when BLM was going on, they were playing We Gon' Be Alright. Do you get what I'm saying? Marching to it, bro. Frontline people that really care about this shit.
You know what?
Like, this was the perfect thing for it to happen. And I'm sorry it had to be Drake, man. I'm a big Drake fan. Like, I've loved his music for years, bro. But the one thing I'll say is just going back to the battle, because we've gone down different things. Yeah. One thing, and I know it's going to come across hypocritical because I love rap. And I said, when wartime, it's wartime, yeah. But I'll be real. Some of the places this battle went, it was uncomfortable to see. I'm not going to lie. Some of the stuff that went on in this battle, bro. I just think like it stopped getting super creative at one stage and it literally became like a mudslinging match, bro. Like a super mudslinging match. And before, when we had mudslinging matches in rap, it was more, and maybe it was because it was street guys that were doing it, but it was more about your street credibility and all of these sorts of things. Do you get what I'm saying? With this one, it's gone into realms we've never seen in rap before, bro. Domestic violence.
I was about to bring it up.
PDF file allegations. Like, the where this has gone, bro, it's just... And maybe they went there because, like I said, they're not street guys like that. So, they
can't draw for the...
they can't really draw for the street thing, but... And then just to add, to make it, like, even more mad... These men had no receipts for any of the things they were saying.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
A man made a whole daughter up in this. Well, it seems he made a whole daughter up. Anyway, we don't really know, but it feels like he did. Where have these men gone with this, bro?
Well, that was...
Where have these men gone with this?
There's two or three other things I want to bring up before we leave here. And that was one. It's the truth versus the lies. How much does it actually matter? Like, what seem like... If certain things turn out to be a lie... Do things age differently? If it turns out to be the truth, does it look more mad? I mean, he came out with this whole daughter thing or whatever. Yeah. It turns out, Drake then turned around and said, we fed you the information or whatever. Yeah. People are saying that both is a lie. That there ain't no child and that Drake didn't feed no information or
That's
whatever.
what I think.
What's that? That Drake didn't...
I think Drake didn't feed him.
You think he followed the timeline?
Yeah, I don't think Drake fed him the information personally.
Yeah.
But I also think Kendrick got wrong information from somewhere and he lied as well.
So then how does that look?
What do you mean?
Because like a part of the power punch was this. He's got another daughter. Let me tell you something here.
Meet the Grahams is a great song without that verse, but to me, yeah, the fact that he dedicated a whole verse to a fictional daughter is insane, and it takes away from that song for me because it's like, basically, bro, you're doing like you're doing your best J.K. Rowling impression, bro.
Well,
this is fictional.
But
You might
wait,
as well just like.
But let me just stop you there quickly. Yeah, one of the reasons why it takes away from me is because when Pusha did it, yeah, it was such a crazy like.
Yeah.
Not only was it a crazy thing, yeah, this was supposed to be a multi-million deal,
Adidas,
£1,000,000 deal with Adidas, yeah. When Pusha came and said that whole thing was like off the table after that. That whole thing was off the table. It was like such a big thing. And we will always remember that when it comes to rap beefs, yeah. I just feel as though with this piece of information here that either turns out to be wrong or whatever it may be, it's like, it's almost trying to recreate that moment again. And that stinks for me because it's like, it only hits if it actually is. What, if there's a next one? If there's a next one, then it really does hit. But if it doesn't, if there isn't, then it's like, why do that? Like, why is that like?
And do you know why that doesn't hit? Do you know why it doesn't hit for me? And it didn't hit even at the time. Like, I know a lot of people's jaw was on the floor. Mine wasn't on the floor.
Mine was.
Mine was on the floor when I heard Dear Adonis, Sandy, Dennis, and then even the Aubrey. That one wasn't on the floor for me because when Pusha T did it, the reason it was so hard hitting was not just because it was true, Chuckie, but because he put a name on it straight away.
Yeah.
He told her, Adonis is your son, and he's going to need more than a Adidas press run that's real. Like, he put a name on the child straight away.
Yeah.
Kendrick just said,
baby girl.
and it was like, if you knew the daughter or whatever, you would have given us the name. Do you know what I mean? That's why Pusha T's thing just hit differently, because it was like,
his thing was gangster.
Oh shit, like raw. And then Drake literally had to come out and claim it off, like claim Adonis after that to the public. With Kendrick's one, it was just like, you shouldn't have went with that information and put it in the track unless you was 100% sure. But it just felt like both of them were just reaching at times. Do you know what I mean? Like this Day 3 thing.
Oh yeah.
You're saying Day 3, your guy's Kendrick's friend and manager and co-founder of PG Lang has beat Kendrick's baby mum. So potentially one of the kids could be Day 3's. That's a huge allegation, bro. That's like a huge allegation. And I was saying on Twitter, me and Loons got in back and forth about it. I don't know if you saw that. We got into it back and forth about it on Twitter. I said that Day 3, why doesn't he just come out and just put cap on his story or just something to just dead that? Because that would make Drake's whole thing look dumb. If it's not true, if I can only speak for me. I can't speak for everyone else. But if someone is accusing me of beating my best friend's baby mum and I did not do it and they're having a rap battle about it, my name's been dragged into it multiple times, I'm going on Instagram or somewhere and saying,
cap.
That's cap. How comes Day 3 ain't done that at once to this point? Loom said, he doesn't have to. Like, it's like real men don't have to do that. Would you confirm or deny? Like, that's what he said. And I'm just saying, well, cool, I understand that.
Yeah, like, you don't have to, but I would.
I would do it just to take the sting out of Drake's thing and just...
Like, that's my dog.
So why hasn't he done it, Chuckie, in your opinion? Some people are saying, it's cool because they just don't do the social media thing.
Well, so. I can't comment on that because I haven't seen his Twitter timeline.
He's been posting some of the tracks.
Oh, but then there you go. Then he's chopped his baby mum then. I'm sorry, he has.
No, what?
He has, then he's chopped her, bro. He's chopped her, bro.
What are you saying?
Bruv, if he's reposting stuff, let me tell you something.
Why is he just not come out and just
Mitch,
literally floor Drake's whole thing?
Hear what I'm saying, Mitch, yeah? If it's a situation where I go on his Twitter timeline and he ain't tweeted, like his last tweet was like 2022 or something like that, then I'm saying, bro, like he's just not that done. But if he's out there retweeting and he said something this year, he's chopped her. 100 million % he's chopped her.
Well, I find it interesting.
It happens to but do you know what? It happens to the best of us.
I find it interesting because we don't know what's... Yeah, that's right. You're crazy. I know you're crazy, but let me say something quick though, Chuckie, yeah? It's mad because at the end of Drake's song, The Heart Part 6, where he just sounds defeated, he says, come back to me and let's do this when it's facts. Because all my shit is straight facts. Do you think he's just doubling down on the lies? Or do you think he genuinely is telling the truth? Because why is he saying with his chest at the end of the song that all his stuff is facts? and Kendrick's isn't.
Do you know what it is? I actually believe in this world that there is a possibility that Drake could have said nothing but facts, but Kendrick's execution was just so much better, and he was just so much more prepared that it just didn't even really matter.
And also, Drake got caught out bare times with his own songs. He tripped up with his own lines bare times. Bare times he was saying things and then contradicting himself later on. Like, I can't think of all the lyrics off the top of my head right now, but there were instances where you didn't dot your I's and cross your T's.
No,
Put it that way. You just didn't dot your I's and cross your T's. Where Kendrick Lamar, whether he's lying or not, and you were both lying or whatever, Kendrick told his lies better than you, bro.
100%.
That's
100%.
what it was. Like, if you were, Kendrick told his lies better. Kendrick swayed the whole public to believe his lies better. And unfortunately, at the beginning of this battle, you was the more popular person in terms of numbers, optics, all of this stuff. And Kendrick was a popular individual, but he's someone that didn't really pop out that much. So he didn't have the thing you had. His last album did like 290,000 first week. Damn, 5 years or 6 years prior did 600,000. So his thing was down. Do you get what I'm saying? After this battle, when Kendrick decides to drop this next album, we're talking record numbers.
He's going. It's
we're
going crazy.
We're talking record numbers.
It's
bro.
going crazy.
He might go back to 600,000 first week. Like, that's how. Like, Drake, you have completely. He played the.
He's put him back in the game.
He played the Uno reverse card on you, my brother.
Yeah, you put him back in the game. Can I say as well? Yeah.
He said he.
What? Two last things.
Go on.
How different do you think this whole thing would have been if Kendrick actually did jump on first person shooter? Because he mentioned, I can't believe.
He was never going to jump on first person shooter though, Chuckie.
He's saying, what's the bar about? I'm
surprised.
Believe you
send the feature request. You know that we got some shit to address on Euphoria.
So then what is that? I mean, he was never going to do it, but what if he did?
Never going to do it though.
But what if he did?
He was never going to do it because he bro, this. If anything,
but
this man hates Drake.
So then, what was going through their mind then? What did they think that was going to be? Like, how different was that song? How different was that going to be? Like, is that part of the naivety? Like, how naive can you be?
Bro.
Or was that testing the temperature? What was that?
It was Drake trying to cement himself, take out his main competition that's not liked him for time for his crown, and cement it that we're aligned now. So now I stay at the top forever. Yeah. It was a play, Chuckie. It's a play. I've seen it happen before. When we started Filthy Fellas years ago, I remember like for years before I started, when I came on Filthy Fellas and Filthy Fellas started, I remember always like, I want to be on Soccer M. I want to be on Soccer M. I remember one time we started Filthy Fellas, I think they then started to try and like reach out a little bit and get people on Soccer M. But then by then it was like, we're doing our own thing by then. Do you get what I'm saying? And then it's like, sometimes people don't want to acknowledge you, and then they align themselves with you to kind of little bro you, and then make it so that it's like, all right, we're cool now, but I stay in the position I am, and now we're aligned. Do you get what I'm saying? Kendrick knew that. Kendrick knew, if I do this song with you, you're just going to sail off into the sunset and remain the biggest because now I've deaded the beef. Do you get what I'm saying? Kendrick was always looking at it from day one. I want that spot. I'm better than you. I need that spot. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It's been 10 years, whatever. That's why I tell people, Kendrick has been plotting this for time, bro. And it all just happened the way it's happened now. And look at it today. People are looking at Kendrick with the crown now. People are literally looking at... He has taken that crown off of Drake's head and put it on his head and beheaded him, bro, in front of us. I'm being serious, bro. This is what's happened. Because he's getting more views than him, more streams, all of these things. And his next album is about to do the mad thing. He's got 2 songs.
Actually,
he's got 2 of his own songs competing for number 1.
I know, it's crazy.
He's got 4 diss tracks in the top 10. Like, what are we talking about right now?
That was another thing I was going to mention very quickly as well, is like the business behind all of the diss tracks. Because you know what? Like, when I came back from Barca, I opened up my emails and I had like record companies like sending me clean and dirty of like Kendrick records and shit. And like, I'm hearing obviously there's like bots and this, that, and the fourth or whatever, but maybe that's a conversation for another day. Lastly though, where do they go from here? I'm gonna say something that is gonna be a little bit cynical. The shooting outside Drake's yard.
Oh wow, I forgot about, too much has happened, bro.
The shooting outside Drake's yard.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Come here a minute.
Give me a hot take. No, go on. Give me the hot take. Give me the hot take. Go on. This is a hot take though, so make sure you know what you're saying with this hot take.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I heard there was a shooting outside the yard, I thought, of course, there's a shooting outside the yard.
Colin Kaepernick. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying.
You're calling Cap. Are you calling Cap? You're wearing one right now, so let me know. Are you calling Cap?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that somebody didn't get shot. I'm just saying that.
You're going deep down the rabbit hole. So you think a man?
I'm just saying
someone getting shot.
I just felt like it. Just felt the timing.
We'll never know, but yeah, I get you. The timing's a bit weird. It's fishy timing. But from time I'm seeing all the big news outlets like The Guardian, all of these people have reported on it, and you can actually see if you go on these articles, because a lot of people thought it was just like Canadian news or whatever.
Yeah.
All the big reputable news outlets have reported on it. There's images on there and everything of police there, tape, all of this stuff.
Of course.
I'm just gonna lean with that now as opposed to a conspiracy, but I'm not right. I'm not taking that off the table at all. Yeah. But I wanna end.
By the way, I'm not saying that's the stone cold thing. Yeah, my mind is a bit cynical at times, and I'm just like, as long as nobody, like, at the end of it all, as long as nobody didn't die, then we're all right.
But I just want to let people know, for me, Kendrick won the battle. Yeah. And Drake, for me, still has the better music. That's how I feel. In life. I'm not going to just jump ship now. If you don't think I'm just going to jump ship and leave now. No, man. Drake but raps. Kendrick won this battle. I wanted a battle. They had the battle. And Kendrick beat him on every front.
Well, Drake
but I prefer Drake's music.
Yeah, the way Drake raps as well. For me as well at times as well. Like, there's a certain style in the way that he raps that I just really like. Do you know what I mean? And I understand.
Family Matters as well. Everyone can say what they want because of what Meet the Grahams did, but I did. I liked Family
The middle part of Family Matters is just cold for me. The rest are there.
We didn't like the end part as well.
It was alright. It was alright. I mean, I like what he did with the Michael stuff and whatever.
Someone got a Grammy right now.
I like what he did. Yeah, I see that. I like what he did with the Michael stuff and all of that, but I think it was more the beat, the way he was doing all of that. I'm just like, you know what? Maybe give that towards the end.
We know you like to put gin in your juice. You know, you think that you bishop from juice. I thought that was for Drake was too. Just the problem with Drake, he was too funny with it. Like, it needed to be more laser focused and angry. It was too like, your back's up against the curb. Like, it's just like little jokes. Like, why are you doing that?
Talking of jokes, yeah. So obviously you got the asthma pump and that. Yeah. Do you keep that by the side of the bed when
I'm cheating?
When you're about to do the madness.
When it's chop.
Yeah. Have you ever had to use it mid chop?
No. I ain't going hard enough.
Yeah, you ain't. One time I was spazzing and I caught a stitch. But I got a stitch, bro.
I hate a cramp.
Bro, do you know what it was? Yeah, I couldn't get the release. So I was trying to get the release. Yeah, and I caught a stitch. I was leaning on the thing like this. She was rubbing my back. That was years ago, by the way. All right, anyway, Mitch, bro, love every time.
Love, man.
Really, really appreciate it, man. I love talking music with you, bro. Thanks for listening, everyone, yeah? Love.